Welcome to the PHNX Sun Devils podcast live show, brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download today using code PHNX and receive $200 in free bets when you place $1 or more on any football game. I'm with Brittany, as always. Brittany Bowyer, how are you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you, Shane?
I'm good.
I like this little bit of a switch having you do the intro today.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
I'm pretty used to it on the Bet Show, which if you haven't checked out, noon every day. Shameless plug, just like last time. Let's get into it.
All right.
BYU week, we finally a road test for the Devils.
It's going to be a big road test, too. It's not like this is just some cakewalk road test. A lot of times they'll open up with, 3 easy opponents to start the season off. And instead, you're seeing them go right into, I don't want to say right into, because they did have those 2 easier small games against SUU and UNLV. But now this game against BYU is really going to be where they're going to have to buckle down on some things and get a little bit more disciplined out there. And I think that in certain aspects and some positions, we're really going to need to see certain players step up and rise to the occasion, especially in terms of receivers. We've talked about that
many times. And you saw in the presser today after practice, they complimented the UNLV defense.
They did. They talked about how well prepared the UNLV defense was to take on Arizona State, especially at the beginning of the game. Zach Hill talked very highly of them and said that they are seeing some improvements with Jaden in practice. That was something you and I had also talked about in terms of Jaden staying in the pocket a little bit longer to pass, and also just, his lack of accuracy and what was going on with him the last game. He really just did not look like he had looked previously. So that is something that Sun Devil fans should take some comfort in terms of hearing Zach Hill's post-practice presser today.
Yeah, and it's a good thing for them that, Jaden being that when Jaden is missing on throws, he isn't what you get from a lower-tier quarterback in the NCAA.
No.
Even an okay Jaden is much better than what a lot of other teams are getting. So for these Devils, seeing that isn't the biggest concern, but when they start to go on the road against tougher opponents, which this will be a test, they're gonna need Jaden at 100%.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Jaden has to go out there and perform, but I think the reason that it's the biggest deal and the reason so many people are talking about it and the reason it's being focused on so much by so many people is because the ASU fan base has been hearing since Jaden Daniels committed to ASU about how bright his future is, how high the expectations are, and what's expected of him. And he really, his freshman year, he did go out there and he had a great year. ASU finished the year 8-5, but COVID hit in 2020. They were up and down in terms of being able to get out there and practice. When games were going to be, everything was just a roller coaster. So I almost feel like last year was a mulligan year. People weren't really going to count it against him, but they also were looking to see if anything did happen that was a telltale sign of improvement. But I think this year is going to be incredibly essential for what he does. I mean, he is a junior. You're expecting him to have, he did, because he put on height, he put on weight. He's grown since he's been here physically. Everyone also wants to see how he's developed mentally and in terms of his game on the field. So that's, I think, the main reason why people have been dwelling so much on what Jaden Daniels has and hasn't done on the field. Even when he still is better than what you would get as a lower tier quarterback at most small NCAA schools, he's still I can't.
The quarterback thing when it comes to quarterback's junior year in the NCAA, it almost reminds me of an NFL player being on their contract year. It's kind of make or break for these guys.
Yeah.
Whether or not they can get a spot in that NFL draft or can continue the starting role before somebody comes in. You see it at all these big SEC schools where a guy that's been with a program waiting behind for so long, and they might not have had even one starting opportunity. That junior year is really where it's all make or break. And for this Sun Devils team with Jaden Daniels coming into his junior year, it almost feels like he's still such a young guy because, as I talked about before, the experience thing is there stats-wise and games played. But when it comes to huge games, he hasn't been in as many as you would normally see as a junior starting quarterback that's been starting since he was a true freshman.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Jaden Daniels has a long way to go, to be 100% honest, in terms of if he is truly going to develop into the quarterback that he is expected to be. I think in the past there were signs showing promise of that, but right now, in the first 2 games of the season, I have not seen anything to make myself personally think that. I don't know if you believe that he has the ability to reach all of these lofty expectations that they set for him when he was honestly just a 17-year-old, which feels like it's a little bit unfair in my opinion.
That's all college football is, though. It's expecting so much out of kids, and when you're a fan of a team, you kind of don't realize you get sucked into this is my team, and you're rooting for. It's not the NFL. These are kids in college still developing, not only on the field but with their brains. They're children at the end of the day. Not children. They're not child. That'd be kind of cool though to see a Pop Warner game at this high of a level. Anyway, I digress. But people do forget that sometimes, I think.
No, they definitely do. But how did we get here? I almost feel like I just drew a blank. Jayden Daniels, he does have a lot of potential, but he has a long way to
got the tools,
go
though.
to get there
in
terms of showing it, because you have to think about the fact that all eyes are going to be on him this year. I mean, they've been talking about him for so long. Everyone is going to be looking at him in terms of somebody that's been talked about for all these different awards and, his performance. So even outside of the Pac-12, and this is also where things come into play. People are going to be looking at him, but they're not going to be looking at him because of the Pac-12 After Dark thing. So while people aren't going to directly get to watch what he does, they're going to look at his stats. And so I think that's why it's also the most important for him to actually go on and show up every time he's out there, because some people aren't going to see the game. They're going to just merely vote based on what they read, what they saw, the stats that are down on paper, and that's always how it's going to be for Pac-12 schools.
Yeah, to me, Jayden specifically, but this goes for a lot of quarterbacks in such a limelight in a Power 5 conference like the Pac. The criticism, to some extent, is unfair, to this length especially. For a team like the Sun Devils and a quarterback like Jayden Daniels, this early in the year to kind of try to hit the panic button on this team and the quarterback is a little too much for me. I understand being critical of what you expected from a quarterback like him, but the tools are all there, the weapons are all there. A couple misfires here and there, but people also have to remember that the season last year was cut short. They haven't seen a lot of in-game experience, and again, he is the least experienced junior quarterback for starting for 3 years.
Yeah, and like I said, I didn't say this yet, but I'm not arguing anything you have said, but like I had said previously, it is just what has been pumped into a lot of people's brains for so long that it becomes easy to be brainwashed and believe that expectation or expect that that's what he's going to do. And then when he doesn't live up to all of these really ambitious expectations that other people set for him, then other people are becoming unhappy. And I think that that's where a lot of the general disdain with him comes from. And it's not to say that there haven't been conversations had that he does have to make improvements throughout the year to really achieve what that everyone knows he's capable of. That's not the question. The question is, is he going
to make the next step?
Yeah.
And that isn't a huge criticism. That everybody needs to start thinking that way rather than panic button. Is Jayden as good as everybody thought he was? And that's not fair. Speaking of ambitious expectations, DraftKings Sportsbook, they really have risen to the expectations with with sports betting becoming legal in Arizona. DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. That app is super safe, super secure, makes deposits really easy. This week you can bet just $1 on any football game. And if you use code PHNX, you'll get $200 in free bets instantly. DraftKings is safe, reliable, secure. And with the Sunday game, the Cardinals are at Minnesota. If you score just one, or if one of those teams scores 1 point, and you sign up now, you have a shot to double your money in that game. Just 1 point, and I think Kyler Murray can get there. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use promo code PHNX to receive $200 in free bets when you place $1 on any football game. That's promo code PHNX for $200 in free bets instantly this week at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only for free bet promotion. Minimum $5 deposit and $1 wager required. Eligibility restrictions apply. Max $50 wager for a no-brainer offer. One per customer. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details.
Also, while you guys are listening to our little bit, you should go to GoPHNX.com. Sign up, subscribe. We have all sorts of breakdowns for you. Shane has his betting show, and there's some information in terms of sports betting on there for you to find out more information about that. We do the Pac-12 betting lines every week, so we'll have some great content on there for you. If you go sign up for a year-long membership, it's just $60, but you do get a free t-shirt along with that, so make sure you do not miss out on that deal. Get over to GoPHNX.com to make sure you sign up today.
Yeah, and if you want to go check out those t-shirts at PHNXlocker.com, they are sweet, sweet merch, as Espo would say. Do you want to tell them what they can expect from you coming up? You want to give them a little teaser on the story you're thinking about writing?
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about writing a story. Well, there's a couple stories that I'm thinking about writing. But first and foremost, I didn't know that the ASU women's golf coach had cancer 3 times.
Wow.
So she is a 3-time cancer survivor.
That's incredible.
And, the women's golf team, which we're going to talk about this later, is actually opening up their week of play. Well, actually, they're opening up their season of play this week. They start today. They're up in Minnesota. Meanwhile, men's golf is over in Texas. But, I was kind of thinking of doing a story about how her struggles through her own personal life helped guide a lot of these athletes or her former athletes during the pandemic, but really especially her athletes that she has this year as they're looking to make it back to, I believe it's Greyhawk Golf Course, or is it Greystone? Greyhawk?
Greyhawk.
Greyhawk. So that's where they're hosting the golf championships at this year. So I just think it would be a really cool story to talk about how some of her past struggles have helped to motivate her players now, and how it's still really part of her family. The players are really part of her family.
That's definitely something I would read, and I feel like a lot of you would as well. So
yeah,
go get that membership, 50 cents if you just sign up for 1 month. Try it out, feel it out, see if you like it, which you will. And yeah, check it out. GoPHNX.com. You can also follow us on socials at PHNX_sports everywhere on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. So do you want to talk about this fun little tidbit, our first NIL breaking news? LV Bunkley-Shelton, where did he get his sponsorship from?
He signed his sponsorship with It's Just Wings.
Woohoo!
And I really don't know any football player who doesn't love wings. When I used to work at a sports bar, they used to come in and slam them. And last week when we had Juan on our show, he was talking about how they used to go to, Native or Streets, and they would go slam wings. I think it's a perfect sponsorship. But I want to know what kind of wings are his favorite wings from there.
I want to know what kind of wings are your favorite. What's your wing take?
I don't actually like wings that much. It's not because I don't like chicken wings.
That's tough.
It's not because I don't like chicken wings. It's because they're too messy, and
come on!
I hate eating them.
Woe is me. I have sauce.
Whatever.
All over my shirt.
I know I'm gonna get so much hate, but you know what? It is what it is.
For all my fellow wing lovers out there, I'm a huge drumstick guy. Actually, what's the other flat?
I like flats better.
The flats are good. I have friends that do that crazy thing. I'm sure people know what I'm talking about, where
you
push
can
it
peel
down.
them?
I can't do that. So
I can't do it either.
So I feel a little like
You feel really cool when you get it.
Yeah, I feel like a child because I can't. But yeah,
that's why you feel like a child?
No, I feel like a little boy for many reasons. Anyway, let's go to let's talk more about the NIL and what name, image, and likeness you would like to see from different players across college football.
Well, I mean, Jaden Daniels has a sponsorship with a car dealership. I believe he got a really nice black Mustang out of it. And he's also got a sponsorship with Venezia's Pizza.
Yeah, Venezia's, yeah.
Something.
That place is fire, by the way.
Yeah, they're okay.
It's actually really good.
I like it. It's cheap.
They're okay.
Okay, Mrs. Pizza.
They're okay.
Pizza queen. What'd you call yourself earlier? A pizza snob?
I am a pizza snob.
What does that entail?
I will
You're just
be very critical of pizza. I'll be like, this pizza sucks.
I think you need your own.
It's soggy and it's terrible.
We can put behind the paywall. Pizza reviews, if you guys want to see that.
I just need to do a food blog on the side. But,
yeah.
Who else? Chase Lucas has
that billboard that went up
Yep.
for the, what is it, a law firm?
It is, I believe.
Or
No,
realtor,
it's a realtor.
Chase
It's a realtor.
Chase your dreams.
Yeah.
I'd say yeah.
So-
It's a pretty cool one.
Quite a few different players who have some NIL sponsorship so
Mm-hmm.
far. I would like to see some cool ones with some of the hockey players. You hear about. I feel like hockey players really are like the only ones that actively talk about drinking.
Yeah.
And so I would
True.
love to see
Like a natty.
like White Claw
Yeah.
or I don't know. They have so many different brands of stuff. Like Dogfish Brewery has a really good type of seltzer like that. Like something that they could do that would be fun, because I'm sure you saw before how they had the Pink Whitney and really it caught on with the hockey world and went insane. I think that they would have another really good shot if they were able to find a good hockey player
Yeah.
like that. I would love to see ASU get some sort of
Fun.
like
Something ASU.
yeah,
Yeah, because there's
like Johnny Walker with Johnny Walker.
Yeah, or just like ASU has a stigma. Let's be honest.
I know.
So yeah, there's some potential there. There was it the Ohio State quarterback that got the $1 million deal from that trading card company? I think.
Yeah, was it? I don't know.
It was somebody, maybe Alabama.
It was somebody.
One of them, yeah, it was someone did that.
Somebody got the money. Wasn't us.
So we posted this on our Twitter today. I'm sure everybody saw it. Everybody in the world actually follows our Twitter. So
Yeah.
literally everyone in the world. It's pretty insane. So if you saw that and you didn't vote, that's just disrespectful. But let's bring up our question of the day, Mr. Producer Man. If you got an NIL deal, who would you want as your sponsorship? I'll let you go first, Britt.
I have a couple different people I would want as my sponsor, but I think first and foremost, I'm going to start with Amici Pizza, because I talked about them yesterday, and I love them, and I go there all the time. And I know they're not big name, but hey, dog, like, give me free pizza. I'll save like at least $40 a week in money I spend on pizza.
Mine's kind of in the same vein. It's a Tempe staple for people in my generation. El Paisanos on you know what that is? You ever been there?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's on Lemon, and it's somewhere off of Lemon next to Apache. It's this hole in the wall convenience store where they sell everything, and it's a little scary how much they sell. But they also have a burrito, taco, burger counter, and I would get my own burrito up there because they've done that with a couple of the fraternities.
It almost reminds me of like Milk and Honey under West
Yeah,
6.
yeah.
And I feel like
Milk and Honey's like a glorified version of it.
Dude, they could get some like athletic kids to just go in there and film some crap commercial and be like, oh, it's the middle of the night. We need something.
Yeah.
ASU football
see that.
needs supported.
Yeah.
And like, I would love to see that.
What was one of your other ones? You said you had a couple.
Who else? Ooh, Dogfish Brewery, because like I just said, they had that really good seltzer. I would like for them to sponsor me. That was honestly the best like spiked seltzer I've ever had.
I'd say maybe a therapy network. That'd be nice.
For me?
No.
I was like,
that would be a direct shot.
Oh my God.
I did bring it up like that.
That was so savage.
Oh, no. I have my own demons that I need to talk out. Anyway, yeah, so if you haven't answered that question, please go to our Twitter.
Who else would you have sponsor you?
That's what I was saying, a therapy company.
Yeah, but like besides that. Ooh, I want Lisa Frank. Man, I could have Lisa Frank make us some awesome clothes. Like 90s throwback with leopard and like all neon. I know, Shane, you would rock that so hard.
Oh my God.
Can you picture that?
Yeah, yes, of course I can picture that. I've seen it before. I want some type of company like Snuggie to make a resurgence. I mean, I'm sure there's
I have
onesie
5
company.
Snuggies.
Yeah, I got rid of mine, I think.
Do you want one?
I want one right now. It is so cool.
I know. I have my blanket. I'll have to bring you a Snuggie soon, so that way you don't feel so left
I think
out.
I might still have mine. If not, I want to make a custom Snuggie.
I feel like you're gonna pull this cactus over into your head.
Don't touch
in, like,
it. It's real.
2 seconds.
It's a real cactus. Don't touch it like that. Okay. Let's get into some soccer or golf. Which you pick.
You know what? I think I want to start off with soccer because as we were talking about yesterday, ASU soccer is 7-1, but now official rankings are out. ASU has broken into the top 25 for the first time in quite a while, I want to say. But I say that as in at the beginning of the year with expectations to continue having a strong year, not expectations to just break in now and then fall out whenever Pac-12 play starts. This team has made serious improvements. They've definitely improved on their recruits. They've made a coaching change, and it finally just feels like there is a breath of fresh air surrounding the program. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they end up doing to build off this now. Only loss still coming as LSU a couple weeks ago. So right now they're on a good trajectory.
Yeah, I mean, Nicole Douglas is a stud out there. I mean, she's got 8 goals in 8 games, 4 assists. And the soccer culture at ASU is growing, and those games are just so fun to be at, whether it just be the parents that are going crazy, but it's a good time. If you haven't been to those, you should get out there.
Well, you're talking about culture, and that touches on something that I want to bring up, and it actually has to do with ASU Volleyball's Hispanic Heritage Night that they're having on Thursday. And if you watched yesterday's PHNX sports podcast, I don't know why I could not just spit that out. One of the things that myself and Mike Luke down in Tucson talked about was the differences between the culture at U of A and at ASU. And I know people who are watching this right now are going to get upset with me because I'm admitting something I said that is not liked, but I personally don't feel like the culture at ASU is as strong as it could be. And I feel like U of A actually has a stronger, more deeply rooted culture that connects way further back to their town than Tempe and ASU have. And it's really for weird reasons, and I'm not quite sure why. It seems like ASU could have more. So I think ASU volleyball, using this Hispanic Heritage Night as a way to connect with the community and engage with fans, helps bridge that gap. It helps to expand the idea that it's not just, certain sports that are meant for certain races. You can do whatever you'd like to do, and because you don't always get to see a ton of Hispanic girls who have played volleyball historically, and it's something that is growing more and in Arizona. So I think that when they do this cultural type of night, it just offers fans a deeper way to connect with the school. I think it offers them a chance to learn more about the fans and certain players' heritage, and it not only offers the school that, but it offers viewers a chance to kind of get that as well. And I think it also just promotes understanding, and I just think it's a good thing overall.
What do you think is lacking most from ASU's kind of outreach to different heritage, cultures, what have you?
I want to say just the actual physical link, besides just having students. There's no visible link to the school and wherever they're at later on in their life. I feel like they need something. Everyone needs something to come back to or to visit, or something that makes it where there's an establishment that you can reference, everything, a lot of things that are historic or are a long-standing type of tradition. Yeah, they all date back to something, and they have some sort of story. And ASU has some traditions like that, but for example, when we had Rez on here last Friday, we were talking about some of those petroglyphs that were found by the light rail when they dug that up. I think it would be so cool to be able to learn more about the Hohokam culture that was there before, and really see what they could do to also integrate that into the culture that they have now. And whether that be from certain design aspects, or maybe they have some sort of tribal print or something that is paying tribute to them. There's so many different things that you can do. I always have thought it would be cool, or I think the Dieffenbachs actually do that. They have Indian night, and they all come out and do native dances on the field, or Native American night. I'm not sure which. Yeah. I don't know what the exact terminology is, but
I think U of A has a leg up in that field,
mostly, 100%.
But mostly because of the head start with being a community by itself down there in Tucson, as well as being a smaller school. It's really hard. I mean, going to ASU, we both know it's really hard to, feel like you're a part of just one big culture rather than all these subsections of groups of people and who lives where, and there's so many different campuses. U of A is kind of this one tight-knit community down there, and that's one of the only things I'll ever commend them for. But ASU has it's stronger. It's harder to build a stronger relationship with the student body as a whole because of how many people there are and from how many backgrounds everybody comes from. But yeah, I would definitely like to see a little more outreach into different communities.
Well, also I just feel like that's the reason that people kind of make fun of Arizona in terms of just lacking culture. Well,
Mhm.
we don't have a cultural connection. Arizona's so new in terms of statehood compared to a lot of states on the East Coast that were established in the 1700s, and they have like just an extra 200 years as a state alone on Arizona. So you take that into consideration, and you think about how far Arizona has come, and I mean they've done a great job, but who's not to say that there couldn't be more culture, more tradition? And I'm not saying Arizona as in the University of Arizona when I'm meaning to reference ASU.
Yeah.
I'm saying the total Arizona sports scene, every sport. I think all of them, and I think the Suns are actually pretty good about being all-encompassing, and so are the Diamondbacks. But I feel like the other sports franchises could definitely do a lot more in terms of working to learn things that they could do to build relationships.
Definitely. So let's real quick touch on golf and what's going on this upcoming weekend, and then we can roll into our last fun segment that'll be a good time. So let's talk about men's golf. Update from Texas. What's going on right now, Britt?
So right now, men's golf is in Texas. They are in third place right now after today was the first day of the tournament. They are also playing, or maybe it was yesterday. I'm sorry, yesterday was the first day of the tournament. Today is the second day. After the first day of the I'm talking too fast. We're going to just start all over right now. After the first day of the tournament, they were in third place. Today is the second day. Rankings have not yet been updated, and tomorrow is the final day. They had a pretty good showing over the weekend, I believe. Someone from ASU Golf went out and competed in some different classic. And I have a tweet from the Golf Channel that I had sent you. I don't know if you saw it to be included in here. Of the video with his way to save par. So it was a pretty awesome video, but I don't think we have it. But men's golf is well on their way, and then women's golf right now is up in Minnesota. They are in fourth.
Preseason number 8. Ranked.
They're in fourth place right now after day 1. Day 2 is, I'm not sure if it's still currently underway, but it was previously underway, and they also finish tomorrow with it being day 3. So hopefully they'll be able to move up in the rankings before all that's over.
Yeah, golf is one of those sports that I always thought was called boring because people don't know what's going on. If you don't golf and you're trying to watch golf, I can kind of understand it. But I, for one, especially college golf, I mean, watching the PGA Tour is something different because it's just the level of competition is just insane. But watching college golf is so fun because you don't see this much emotion on golf courses, not only in person, but even in the PGA Tour, unless it's like, the final hole and somebody's winning a tournament. They go at it every hole because you win on stroke play on certain tournaments. And so match play on certain tournaments. So every hole is a point. And so when somebody wins a hole, you can see them when they're all on the green together and somebody hits a big putt, they start freaking out, having a good time. It's really, really fun. It's a pretty electric environment for golf. So if you haven't watched any of those, you should go check those out. Those are a good time.
I will definitely have to go check some of them out.
They're fun.
I mean, I've watched some college golf. Majority of that has been when it's like championship time. So I don't want to say I've watched a lot. I feel like that would make me a con. Or even just to say, I've watched it. It's like, liar. Like you watched it a couple times.
You know who isn't lying to you? It's DraftKings Sportsbook. They will give you those $200 when you download and use code PHNX after placing just a $1 bet on any football game this week. It's $200 in free bets. It's free money. Come on, people. And to add to the excitement, DraftKings is giving all customers an exclusive no-brainer offer that you don't want to miss. Download that app today. Use promo code PHNX. Get your $200 in free bets. Place a $1 bet on any football game, and you get that immediately for signing up after you use code PHNX. This week at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only for a free bet promotion. Minimum $5 deposit and $1 wager required. Eligibility restrictions apply. Max $50 wager for a no-brainer offer. One per customer. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And head over to our website at GoPHNX. We already said all the merch is coming out. Follow us on social. Get that good, sweet, sweet content.
All right. So you want to break down our last segment of the day?
Yeah, so this is something that I actually came up with right before the show started, and I thought I would add something. Speaking of add something, who would you add, or what would you add, specifically farm animal? What farm animal do you think ASU football would would be most improved by, and at what position would they play? She said hippo when I was giving her the thing. I'm like, that's not a farm
I said a
animal.
hippo, but then I didn't realize he said a farm animal because I was just like, ooh, you could just have a hippo be a big old lineman.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm going to say a goat, and I'm putting him at either edge rusher or an outside linebacker that has edge rushing tendencies. Because if he gets some steam coming off the line and gets to the quarterback, he uses that head. I don't know if you've ever gotten by a bonked
rammed.
I like
Bonked.
I like bonked. I don't know if you've ever gotten bonked by a goat before, but it doesn't feel good. And if you get a beefy, bonky goat, whew, I think you get 7 sacks in like 2 games. Give me a goat.
I would have put the goat in at quarterback, and you could have been
quarterback.
QB12 Tom Brady. I don't know. Dang, what animal would I take? What animals live on a farm? That's a good question for starters. Ooh, a pig. The pig.
Where's he playing?
He's going to just run around and squeal and be a lineman because he's going to trip people.
He's going to be a lineman. Offensive or defensive?
It doesn't matter. He goes in both. He can play both ways.
I think he'd be a terrible
As soon as they hike the ball, he just goes and just runs.
But what happens?
He trips people. With this, he
know
runs around their feet, and then they fall.
You know, I think it was the Romans. This is so off topic. I think it was the. Hold on.
What's happening? How did we get here?
Okay, well, I'm gonna walk it back. I think the Romans were the ones in wars at sometime in the 500s. 500s. I don't know when it was. Don't quote me on this. I think the Romans, or maybe it was the Carthaginians. One of them used to light pigs on fire and send them at the enemies during the battlefield, and it would freak out the elephants and horses that were charging them, and they would dispel the cavalry.
Ooh, I should have taken a horse as a farm animal.
Oh, damn. That's my RB1.
See, I was thinking a dog for running back though, because like those things are shifty sometimes.
Yeah, but you're not tackling a horse.
Fair.
You're just not tackling a horse.
Oh, I would have just yeah.
A horse. Horse is the best answer, but it's too easy. Horses.
No, it's not. Neither of us even thought of it the first time. How is it too easy?
Because it's unfair when you get it on the field. Okay, let's step away from the field.
Cow. Then I pick a cow. Okay. If you take the horse, then I take the cow. But I said the horse, so I should get the horse.
Okay.
You should have to take the cow.
Ding, ding, ding. All right, let's step off the field. Let's get onto the court, and let's go rainforest animal for this segment. What rainforest animal is adding the most excitement to ASU's basketball team under Bobby Hurley? You want me to go first? Give me an orangutan. But no, sorry. Give me an orangutan under. If I can talk to the commissioner of the NCAA tournament, give me the orangutan if I'm allowed to have like some type of jungle gym above the like one big rope that he can swing on.
Dude, no, that's not how this works. Like
okay,
you don't get to just
right,
add a rope.
Okay, well you go then. You go.
I would pick some kind of flying bird.
What?
Are pelicans? I don't know where they're from.
No, pelicans.
I need a bird.
I don't think there's a bird big enough in the rainforest that could carry a basketball.
A raptor.
I don't think a toucan it would pop the ball.
No, with their little feet. They just squeeze it sideways. And then they fly over.
Now I got to think of something that wouldn't pop the basketball. Just give me an ape.
A duck. Take a duck.
That's not a rainforest animal. Give me a silverback gorilla, and I'm putting him at power forward. Imagine getting backed down by an ape.
Dude, gorillas aren't rainforest animals either. They're like just typical like.
What? Then why are the gorillas at the Rainforest Cafe?
They're just at the zoo.
Should you just base your animals on the Rainforest Cafe?
That's my sponsorship. That's my NIL sponsorship. Rainforest Cafe.
Okay, well, I want to be sponsored by people who make stuff for alligators because I like gators.
Make stuff for alligators?
Make stuff with alligators, of alligators. Anything about alligators. I like gators.
Like skin alligators?
No, just gators. They're my favorite animal.
Yeah,
and
but
sharks. I like sharks too.
They are? Okay, well then ASU's going 32-0.
That's not fair.
What do you mean that's not fair?
Actually, it's way fair because your gorilla could still miss and my bird is going to fly up and just drop the ball right in.
You're taking
a rainforest bird.
Give me an exotic bird. Put him at point guard.
Well, no one said I had to give you a specific breed.
Well, I did say animal, and yeah,
Bird.
I guess you can. Okay, I guess you can tiptoe around that.
Rainforest bird. Let's see.
All right, last one. Who is getting the women's soccer team an NCAA championship from any animal?
Wait, I wasn't listening because I'm gonna take the Cotinga.
Okay. All right.
What?
What animal? Any animal? No specific class this time. Is getting the Lady Devils in soccer an NCAA championship? What? Any animal? Who are you taking?
A pack of wild dogs from the
pack.
streets of Mexico.
A
Because I
pack.
feel like
A pack.
any sort of like wild area.
So your whole starting 11 is feral wolves.
Well, they'd all be the same thing.
Give me
They'd
a
be
hog.
dogs.
Give me a feral hog.
Look at kangaroo. Those suckers pack
Oh, yeah. I was thinking of bipedal animals. That's a good one.
Yeah, but they
Producer
can't, like,
Jacob with the
run and then
slapper.
kick.
Kangaroo. That's a good one. I like that one. Kangaroo Jack. You ever seen that movie? Come on.
Dude, who do you think
Them
what animal would
motherfuckers
win in
are
a fight
ripped.
between Herm Edwards? Like, or against
I'm not
Herm
doing
Edwards?
that.
Why?
I'm not doing that.
I feel like a bear would like.
I think a lot would. Okay. Let's get off the subject of mauling our head coach. Anything else to add?
No, I think that's all that we have for today. You know, we were planning to get a couple more things for you guys, but timing just got a little in the way.
The animals got in the way.
No, not really. We just didn't make it out to get the video shots that we intended to. So we'll have those for you with our next live show that's coming to you Friday. We had a little bit of a change in our original schedule that we
Audio
had told
show will
you.
be out on Thursday.
Yes, our audio show will be dropping Thursday. But other than that, if you want anything else from us, you can go to the Go PHNX. Follow us there.
Follow us at PHNX_sports. Follow Brittany at
BBoyer07.
Follow me at Shane Dieff. Our betting show had a really good night on that awful Monday Night Football game. 2 for 2 in our lock. So if you want to make money on DraftKings Sportsbook and it doesn't and with your free money, come to me. Come to the man with the mustache and Johnny Jackpots on our show. Another shameless plug before we get out of here. Again, make sure to go to GoPHNX. Go to phnxlocker.com. Look at those shirts. Have some fun on this beautiful Tuesday.
Hey, wait, before we go.
Okay. I felt like I did that really well.
You did, but
Okay.
before we go.
All right.
We were going to play a game today, and every time Shane said we,
I saw that in the graphic request.
he was supposed to have to take a shot of Fireball.
Well, I said it.
So here's
I'm getting
this.
I'm getting off that. Actually,
You succeeded.
I said at the start and I corrected myself.
But
I'm
that was
getting
one
off
of the
that.
games that we also didn't get to do. But coming soon. Every time Shane says we... Oh,
I think
is he going to do it now?
We should definitely save the graphic. Keep the suspense.
Yeah.
Nobody gets to see it today.
Shane's going to just do it now anyways, though.
Shane just, yeah.
Like a champ.
What a guy.
Put some hair on your chest, huh?
All right. Appreciate you guys.
All right. See you
Later.
later.